Here's the snapback. Here's the kick. He's got the leg into it. If it is good, and it is! Austin scores! A 49-yard field goal, and Indiana leads 27-24.
Oh, it's an end around one to throw. Page looking at the quarterback, and it's a touchdown! Page finds Leno! Penix rolling out of the pocket to a strong hand. Delivers deep down the field. Caught, touchdown! Fry Fogel again.
Welcome to the LEO podcast. I'm your host, Michael Bragg. You can find me on Twitter. It's at Braggley, Braggley. It's not that entertaining. It's just a bunch of retweets and Arsenal stuff. And yeah, occasionally retweeting our podcast. Back to the podcast. The guy actually has a shirt on today, and that guy is Brandon. That's my co-host. You can find him on Twitter. It's at Brandon Dubich. Brandon, spelled traditionally Dubich, D-U-B-I-C-H. Brandon, I see you are no longer in a doghouse, and you have a shirt on, so that's good.
Yes, and I'm at my house. But everyone listening, this is Zen Brandon, calm, positive, respectful Brandon.
Oh, nice.
The entertainment level, I think, will probably drop by 50%, but it's a new me.
Do we change that much?
Change is
we are
coming.
Undefeated.
Believe in change. Be the change you want to be.
It won't last very long, I don't think. We'll see. Speaking of lasting longer than what they should have, our producer Seth is still here. You can block him on Twitter if you haven't done it already. It's at Setah5, SETAH5. What's up, Seth?
I've never met this version of Brandon before. Hi, I'm Seth. Nice to meet you, Brando.
Hello, Mr. Setah5. It's a pleasure to meet you, sir.
Oh my God.
Pleasure and an honor.
I thought we were here to talk about the upcoming game on Saturday at Cincinnati. That's IU versus the Cincinnati Bearcats. 3:30 kick. It's on Saturday, which I have to keep repeating because we've played a Friday game. So it is on Saturday, September 24th. It's at Nippert Stadium in Cincinnati, Ohio. We're going to be
beautiful Cincinnati, just an absolute gorgeous river walk.
God. Here we go.
A lot of corporate buildings, but a lot of local flair, good food places, good breweries. I just don't have, we don't have the time.
What do you think about their professional football team?
To Cincinnati. I'm jealous you guys are getting to go and go see one of Ohio's treasures.
Tell me about their professional football team, Brandon.
God, their fans are just so supportive. They've been there. There's been a lot of lows, but you gotta see, Joe Shiesty could be bringing something new. I mean, a rough start to the year, but very positive with the talent like Joe Mixon and Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. I think Cincinnati has always stood by their Bengals, and I couldn't be more supportive of that action.
This might last the whole time. Hammer this line, Cincinnati minus 17, just because Brandon's being like this. Over under from last time I saw was 54. Double check on that real quick. 57 now, and it looks like money's coming back to IU just a little bit, according to ESPN. Back down to 16.5. So positive Brandon has paid off already. Previous meeting, the scoreline does not show as close as it was. We already know that how that whole game went. We lost to number 8 at the time, 38-24. It was kind of the beginning of the end for the 2021 season. Penix did Penix things at the end. McFadden with the ghost targeting, push the let's just call it I was going to call it a Bush push, but I don't know what their offensive lineman's name was, but he basically got Bush pushed into the quarterback and got ejected for that. And then we fumbled on the 2-yard line. So,
you know what? But refs are people, mistakes are going to happen. Those things usually even out over a season. It was a bad call, but football games are decided by one play or 2 plays or 3 plays.
Oh my goodness. This is some weird stuff. And no, this is not we didn't plan this. It's not like a planned bit. I don't know what's going on. All-time series, IU still leads at 9-4. They've won, I don't know. It's been a long time since the last time that Cincinnati had won one in the series. I think since like the 50s or something. So maybe we can get back on the right side Make it a 10-4, 10-4. Good buddy. Let's talk about the Monday press conference real quick. I'll just run through some stuff. Offensive player of the game. Thought this was pretty interesting. Caleb Murphy, we did talk about him the other day. Came in third string center at this point. He was recruited as a defensive end. If you see him now, dude ain't playing defensive end. He's a big boy now. So good for him. Really emotional video of him after the game. Could you imagine what it would look like after they beat Cincinnati? That would be incredible. Defensive player of the game. We all saw this one coming. Aaron Casey. Special teams players of the game. Charles Campbell, obviously. He was also special teams player of the week nationally, I think, or kicker of the week or something. And then Jalen Williams as well, as special teams player of the game. Do you think the block? Well, I guess his special teams was good, I guess. It's fine. He did down the punt at the 2 and then had a massive block in overtime. So anything
Special
you want to
teams
talk
is an
about with those
important
players?
aspect of the game.
Oh,
It's
my
3
goodness, here we
phases
go.
for a reason.
Okay. Zach Carpenter, speaking of Caleb Murphy, hand injury still being evaluated as of Monday. Not season injury, but a freaky accident. Should we go ahead and have a random Bragley's and speculate right now and figure out what a freaky pregame during warm-up hand accident would be? Seth?
Involving scissors.
Okay.
Let's
Brandon?
put the tinfoil hat on. Let's have some fun.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I could see that. Maybe taping up his fingers, get a little cut on the finger. I get it. Okay. All right. CTA talked about making adjustments to help the passing game. That's what hurt the run game in the second half. I guess I didn't really pay too much attention to it, but in the first half, they gave up about 30 yards rushing. In the second half, not quite. And then we're going to be looking at a two-headed monster in the running back field, blah, 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 blah. Miles Jackson, pleasant surprise. And we didn't give him, this is a little side note for our show. We didn't give him any credit for the fumble recovery in the game either. The one that Cam Jones forced.
Who?
Cam Jones?
Yeah.
Okay. Miles Jackson recovered. So I know Seth did in the tweets as he's making sure I know that loud and clear. So shout out Miles Jackson. Congratulations. Good game. A couple takeaways. Good job. Walt Bell. It was really awkward. I don't know if you guys saw this or not, or if there's clips on Twitter. It was somebody asked about why DJ Matthews was absent on the last drive. And it was a very awkward answer, not only from a normal man, but a man with a great mustache at a press conference. He basically just kept saying and changing his body language a lot and just saying he was sick. Let's do another reckless speculation on this one. How was he sick, Seth?
Poopy.
He goes poopy. Brandon?
You know, when you get a lot of emotions running, it's not uncommon to lose your lunch, and sometimes your tummy doesn't feel good. We all saw it with Steam and Willie Beeman. So maybe that was it. Maybe that was it.
All right. Well, I've had enough of this already. So let's break down Cincinnati. Let's get into it. Let's talk about their head coach, Luke Fickell. That's all I want to talk about him. Former Ohio State guy, offensive coordinator, Seth, I think. Their current record on season 2-1. They have played at Arkansas and lost 31-24. They played Kennesaw State. Here's another question, Seth. Where is Kennesaw State?
Georgia.
What is their mascot?
It's a bird.
A bird that has a false reputation of being smart. That is actually not very smart.
Real quick, can we go back to Luke Fickell?
The
There's just an important detail. He's a family man. He's been married to his wife, Amy, for 22 amazing years. He doesn't have one. He doesn't have two. He doesn't have three. He has 6 kids. His kids are Landon, Lakin, Luca, Lucian, Aiden, and Ashton. Just beautiful names from a beautiful family. I just had to call that out. Luke Fickell, not only a great football coach, but also a great dad to 6 wonderful kids.
You guys want to see an owl without feathers? There you go. Seth is getting DJ Matthew right now on the screen. So it's Google it if you guys have never seen it. It's pretty good. But yeah, so they beat Kennesaw State. They beat them down 63-10. And then they played an away game, quotes, at the Bengals Stadium, Brandon. Beautiful stadium, right? It was at Miami.
There's no
Ohio.
better elevator in the NFL. There just is no better an elevator. It is undefeated.
There you go. They won that one 38-17. We'll go through their rankings real quick, and I found some of them pretty interesting. They're 29th in the country in total offense, 72nd in total rushing, 16th in total passing. Just so everybody has reference, IU 24th in total passing in the country. Had we had a dry Idaho first half, maybe it's about even at that point because it's not that far off. They've allowed they're 96th in the country in sacks allowed. That's 8 sacks they've given up in 3 games against those opponents. And believe it or not, the majority of them didn't come against Arkansas. So they were pretty well spread out.
Arkansas seriously won me so much money this year.
Oh yeah. They're nice. They're like
Jefferson
number 1 in the country and something crazy. I can't remember what it is.
Usui, baby.
Yeah. Pig.
I think it was offensive efficiency.
Yeah, I think that's right. IU 41st in the country in sacks allowed. I think it's 3, 2 last week, 1 at Illinois. Against Illinois. And then they are 108th in fumbles lost so far through 3 games. They've lost 4 fumbles, most of them coming from the running back. So
fumbles are contagious, but let's hope they're taking some medicine and wearing a mask.
Anything else you guys want to add on their offensive rankings before I ramble through their defensive rankings real quick? Okay, so here's where our biggest problem I think is going to come, and it's going to be pretty funny because this is going to be probably the anti-Brandon game based off of the defensive rankings. They're 29th in the country in total defense, 73rd in rushing defense, but 11th in passing defense, just giving up 150 yards per game. So I broke it down a little bit based on the opponents, and it went as you would expect it to. Arkansas, 26 attempts for 223 yards. Not bad for 26 attempts throwing the football. It's pretty good. Kennesaw State, though, 111 yards passing on 15 attempts. In Miami, 116 yards on 21 attempts. So is their pass defense elite? We'll find out, I think, on Saturday. So yeah, anything else you guys want to add on those rankings? Anything else you guys found particularly interesting? Any of that stuff? Nope. Seth keeps shaking his head. No. Okay, let's see if Brandon can ruin everybody's day. Now let's talk about the quarterback of the Cincinnati Bearcats. It's Ben Bryant. Brandon, I don't think I've seen this. How does it go in the office when Michael Scott is talking about his vasectomy? Snip, snap, snip, snap, snip, snap. Ben Bryant was at Cincinnati, left Cincinnati, went to Eastern Michigan, came back to Cincinnati. So snip, snap, snip, snap, snip, snap. So
I have a Brando's Randos about this.
Really?
So I'm not going to ruin the tease, what they call in the biz. But I love a good alliteration, and I like a nice comeback story.
Okay. 70% completion percentage, 863 yards passing, 7 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Stats look nice. Didn't look too bad against Arkansas. Again, I don't know how Arkansas's defense is. I think all SEC defenses are overrated outside of maybe 2. And I think you guys can figure out who those are. Ben Bryant does not run the football. He does not run the football. He's been sacked 8 times this year, as I talked about earlier. I think he has negative 51 yards rushing on the season. That should be a plus for IU, because if there's anything that we have struggled against so far with quarterbacks this year, has been them taking off with good coverage down the field. So anything else you want to add on Ben Bryant before we move real quick through their skill position players, and then we'll talk a little bit about that defense? Seth?
Ben Bryant, final 6 included Indiana. Out of suburban Chicago.
And he chose Cincinnati. Who else was in there?
Dude, come on.
Oh, okay. All right. I just thought you had like the list maybe. All right, let's talk about, so funny thing that Tom Allen, it
Seth,
wasn't Tom
thank you
Allen.
so much for that tidbit. That was a very interesting
Appreciate it.
tidbit. It's always good to know when there's a recruiting Venn diagram. I thank you for your hard work.
Thanks. I wish you would have gotten all of the teams, but it's fine. So Chad Wilt, our defensive coordinator, coached at Cincinnati 3 years ago, for a year. And he just kept repeating that these guys have been here for a long time. These guys have been here for a long time. Charles McClendon, running back, senior. He's got 33 carries on the year, 211 yards, 3 touchdowns. That's 6.4 yards per carry. That's pretty good. He only had 3 carries last year against IU. Again, we talked about this in the initial schedule preview pod. They have lost a ton of production from last year, but they've replaced it with guys that have been in the program for a long time and know how it all works. They didn't just fill it in with different transfer here, transfer there. They did with one of them, who's incredible, apparently, but we'll talk about him in just a minute. At wide receiver, their top wide receiver so far this year is Tyler Scott. He's a 5'11 junior, 15 catches, 238 yards, 2 touchdowns, 15.9 yards per catch. Again, not productive against IU last year. 2 catches, 17 yards, nothing. Don't remember him. All their top wide receivers are gone. Alec Pierce on the Colts. The other guy somewhere else. You know, the running back is somewhere else. The quarterback is somewhere else. They're all in the NFL somewhere. And so is the majority of their defense. But yet, somehow, they found a MAC linebacker that's probably going to lead the country in tackles come the end of the year, lead everything in every statistical category. He's the Micah McFadden of 2022. His name's Ivan Pace Jr., Miami of Ohio transfer. His brother plays on the team as well. He is the leading tackler with 31 tackles on the season. Second place for Cincinnati has 16.
When you're Luke Fickell, who's just such a good husband and good dad, you know, they don't rebuild, they reload. And you can just tell so far. Just, you know, Luke
I thought you were going to go with develop. I think
develop's a great verb.
There you go. Adjective. Or is it a verb? No. With this, you said, I don't know, whatever you want to do. It's fine. It's definitely a verb, but I was trying to turn it to my, okay. Either way, he's got 2 sacks and a forced fumble. As I said, he's 15 tackles ahead of second place. And then they've got some stud DBs, 2 safeties, and the Ja brothers. Can we call them that?
Josh Squared.
Jaquan Shepard, 3rd on the team in tackles, 1 sack, and 2 passes defended. And Javon Hicks. They've got 2 interceptions, I think, so far in the season. Hicks with 1, which was a pick 6 against Kennesaw State. And one guy that you guys might remember from last year, or at least from talking about going to the NFL at some point, was defensive back Arquan Bush. He is back again. 1 interception so far this year.
Gardner is amazing.
Sauce Gardner might be out for the year, I think. Right, Seth? Is that right? Didn't he got banged up last game? 1 interception so far for Bush. 1 interception last year against IU. I don't particularly remember that. I think it was like the end of the half.
You have to avoid worrying injuries to Garrett Wilson and Sauce Gardner, so he's Gucci.
There you go. I just saw him on Red Zone at some point because I stopped watching my local football team, who was trying very hard, but just didn't quite do what they were supposed to do, which I'm sure they'll be fine and they'll get their participation trophy and move on. All right. Speaking of moving on, let's move on and talk. Anything else you guys want to talk about Cincinnati? Seth, anybody that stands out to you? Anybody you're going to watch?
They have a 6'7" Aussie freshman punter, redshirt freshman punter, Mason Fletcher, string bean with the noodle leg. He kicked a lot last year for him though too. I remember they talked about him in the BCS game.
What about tight ends? I feel like their tight ends were solid last year.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wiley's good. He's going to catch a play action pass. It's going to frustrate the hell out of you. And I'm going to have to hear about it for about 5 minutes.
No, I move on pretty quick, depending on how much I drink before the game or during the game.
New Brandon is going to have a goldfish-like memory.
There you go. Is that big? I don't know
that. You don't watch Ted Lasso?
No, I don't, believe it or not.
You got to blink and just move on.
Okay.
They return all 5 starters on their offensive line.
Yeah.
So the whole stat thing is pretty wild because that was supposed to be a strong suit. So
Mhm.
they definitely have the veteran experience. So that's a little odd. They were also absolutely lights out on third down, and they really haven't been that great this year. So that's two things that they were good at last year, and then, has been a surprise early in the season. So, I know we're going to get into players to watch, but definitely their third down conversions is something I'm going to watch, because it's kind of been a theme for IU in the first 3 games is not being able to get off the field. So
Yeah. So I'll be interested to see, especially since the last 2 games we've been able to move the football on the ground against their rushing defense, and then with their rushing offense, we haven't been able to stop the rush. We've allowed 190 yards per game on the ground, but they're 72nd, and they really, outside of one game, they haven't played anybody. Miami of Ohio is not going to be very good in the MAC, and then Kennesaw State is awful. So no offense to any Owls fans that may be listening. Let's talk IU players to watch. Brandon or Seth, whoever wants to start on offense. Who are you watching on offense?
in a true road game, you absolutely need energy. You need a guy that's just going to bring it. So I'm looking at Mr. Cam Camper. I told it on his last podcast about how I just love the swagger he brings.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're more than a 2 touchdown underdog, you need that. Like, it needs, because it can be infectious. And so I'm going to be watching Cam Camper both before the play, during the play, and after the play.
Yeah. I'm not sure he'll make that mistake. First off, let's talk about this for a second. Well, I guess they gave it. No, never mind. We don't have to talk. I was going to talk about the hit on Baz on the slide, because then that caused kind of the back and forth with Camper and that wide receiver, I think, or the DB, which then got him the unsportsmanlike conduct. But it's fine. It's fine. We've already been down that road before, so we're good. I like Cam Camper to pick. That's good. Seth, who do you have?
Whoever plays center.
Okay.
If Carpenter's back, I want to see if he's healthy, if his hand's all right, if it's like clubbed up or whatever they do with the the tape job they put on it,
Yeah.
or if it's going to
TJ.
be the backup center who was magically hurt last week, or if it's the third stringer Caleb Murphy again. So I just want to see who that is. So I'll be paying attention to see how the trenches go.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about Murphy. He did a great job for what he was thrust into pregame. But again, the snaps, that's going to bite us at some point, I think.
Up.
But okay, well, you guys left me both of mine, but so I'll just run through them real quick. I've got Connor Bazelak. Can he provide leadership in a calm? I've talked about the calm factor with him through the first 3 weeks of the season. I think having that on the road around a team of a lot of people that maybe either haven't been here. I mean, you're going to have a decent amount of freshmen, decent amount of, you got Cam Camper who's coming in from junior college, who hasn't seen a stadium like this on the road yet. You've got a lot of this stuff going on. Can he provide the calm, the leadership that's necessary to travel for the first time this year? And then he just needs to be steady, protect the ball like he's done so far this year, and just make good reads, hit the reads. If we can hit the reads that we've missed through the first, I don't know, it was really just at Idaho and Western Kentucky. If he hits those in this game, it's going to be a hell of a game. So my other guy was DJ Matthews for obvious reasons. Same thing, leadership. Again, he's been around for quite a while. Huge plays against Cincinnati last year. Can he carry it forward and provide a spark? Anything else we want to add on offense before we move to defense? Seth says no. Brandon, what do you think on defense?
So you've highlighted it really well so far. They give up sacks.
Mm-hmm.
So let's have our game wrecker, Desan McCullough, get to the edge and cause havoc. Strip sack, get him off, have the happy feet. Desan, I haven't looked at the snap count. Matt Weaver does a great job of showing snap count. I haven't looked at it this close or prepared it but he needs to play more. And again, I want him playing exclusively edge and schemed up to do the most important thing he is skilled to do, and that is wreck the game plan.
Seth?
You're taking the front end. I'm taking the back end. Give me the
Of course.
safeties, whoever's playing back there. We talked about Wiley. He's the 6'6" tight end. They also have a 6'6" transfer wide receiver from Hawaii, Mardner, who's a I don't know red zone threat. So you definitely want to make sure the safeties are good in coverage and also providing run support.
Yeah, we didn't talk much about McCullough. That reminded me of or McCulley. Sorry, McCulley. I think he could be pretty big in this game as well. So, yeah, on defense for me, I've got defensive ends. I had McCullough, and then I put defensive ends. Miles Jackson, who should get more and more run as the season goes on. Bo Robbins, Alfred Bryant, DMAC. Can we pressure Bryant into making his quick reads? I think that the takeaway battle is probably the main key in this game. Can IU come up with, I would just say one. I'd say one in the difference column makes the difference in this game for sure. So if we can pressure him into making mistakes, I think that is going to go a long way. Special teams, Brandon.
Jalen Lucas. In a game, you're a 2-touchdown favorite. You need a big play. It doesn't have to be a touchdown, but it needs to be a 20-plus yard play, either to dig you out of bad field position or to put you in good field position. You'd need a field flipper. So as much as I love our two specialists, I have to go with Jalen in this game because we're going to need some quote-unquote easy yards.
Is this going to be a social on this?
I had James Evans written down because, as Brandon mentions, field flipping is going to be important in this game. I crossed that out and I went with punt and kickoff coverage teams. If you'll be reminded from last year, the real gut buster was Trey Turner's 99-yard kickoff return for a touchdown.
Right after.
So right after IU got right back into it. Exactly. So kickoff and punt coverage teams.
Yep. That's what I said. I said Jalen Lucas and Omar Cooper, but for that reason, a kick return was a momentum backbreaker last year, and can be a huge difference maker in this game if they can pull one of those off. So, will they kick it to him? I don't know. I mean, Jalen Lucas returned 2 kicks last week for 56 yards or something like that combined.
Dude's 17 years old.
Yeah,
bananas.
The dude's crazy. I think I just read something on the message boards that he was the highest rated player in the game on offense for IU. And he didn't even play that many offensive snaps, like 4 or something like that. So take that with what you want. That's probably a little bit gouged on that. Speaking of gouging, that's what Garrett wants you to do. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, guys. Our sponsor, Monon Track Club, is great. Not only do they sell amazing gear and really high quality stuff, they're not printing this stuff out on, and no offense if anybody works at Glidden or Russell Athletic, like whatever, they're not printing it off on that. This is coming out on some high quality shib. Okay. I'm talking like soft shirts, Brooks, pennies, or whatever they run in. I talk about this every week. I don't even know what they're called. Tanks. They're like a tank top, but for like skinny runner people, not for Seth, not for what he's got on right now, where he just ripped the sleeves off of his shirt in pure embarrassment. But either way,
did you guys when in like early elementary school wear the pennies?
Yeah. Because they weren't going to make us go shirts versus skins in when 3rd grade PE.
6.
But yeah. Check out the link in the show notes on Twitter, whatever. And that'll get you to the website where you can check out their club runs and everything else that they do. They do those on Tuesday nights. Starting tonight, it's about to be nice. About to be quarter zip weather, so the club runs will be real nice, real packed. And they're going to give us 10% off your order on any of the merch that you may want to buy. It's LEO10 at checkout, LEO10. Let's get back to the show. Brando, it's been a few days, but it feels like it's been 3 weeks. Brandon, let's have some Brando's randos. What do you got?
So I'm going to start with Ben Bryant, and I'm so happy he got back with his ex. I mean, it's hard to go on a break and rekindle love. Love is a beautiful thing, and I'm happy for him. But my question is, what IU player transferred that you wish had came back later in their career? It's an obvious one for me, but I'm going to say what you guys said. Seth, if you can't think of an IU one, you can go Purdue.
Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis.
The law firm.
Didn't he transfer in from Ole Miss? I don't want to be that guy, Seth.
Are you?
I might.
It's kind of too late, pal. But, I appreciate you wanting this to be an accurate podcast.
You're welcome. I'm just kind of stalling a little bit because I can't think of who it is that I would want to have back.
I'll let you stall some more and
go ahead.
For me, it's Trey Roberson. After he transferred, we went into QB hell, QB AG double hockey sticks, and man, he ended up winning a national championship or getting to a national championship.
He won one with Illinois
at Southern
State,
Illinois, and
Illinois
then
State.
he had a few years in the beautiful city of Chicago. There, he obviously had NFL athleticism. Trey Roberson is the guy that transferred that I really wish would have just stuck it out.
Tazier Mack. That's what I'll do. I'll go Tazier Mack. Having a pretty good,
a very nice career for the Pittsburgh Panthers.
Pitt Panthers. Yep. Yeah, that's it. That's the only one I can really think of. I mean, I could have gone a couple other ways, but I don't really know. I don't think they really transferred out. Like Kellen Lewis would have been another one. Even if it's like somebody just like left the program. I'm blanking on his first name right now. The running back, 28, Willis. You like him? Can't remember what his name was. Some good players, good solid players. But yeah, I think Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis would have been nice. I get it. And Seth was right, just for the record.
Perfect. So my next one is beautiful Nippert Stadium is by the Cincinnati Zoo. What is your favorite thing to go see when you visit a zoo?
Big cats. I'm a big cat guy.
The monkey exhibit. I always want to know what they're going to throw around.
Okay. All right.
I'm also a big cat guy. Tigers, lions, even the cheetahs. Also, the bear exhibit at the Indianapolis Zoo is awesome. Almost
Kinda
like half the
stinks,
time I've went, the bears are out and they're growling and they're playing and having fun. That's always pretty impressive to see.
What about the Bengal tigers?
Again, tigers, lions.
Are you just
bears.
naming disappointing NFL teams right now? Bears and Bengals.
Is a literal god.
We have Equiminius, so that doesn't help.
All right, ready for my last and final one?
Yes, please. And not talking about Notre Dame wide receivers.
Would you, again, there's kind of a corridor of immaculate universities in Western Ohio, the beautiful state of Western Ohio. You have Miami of Ohio, very prestigious, very nice. Oxford, Ohio. You have Xavier there again in the Cincinnati area. Then you have Cincinnati. If you had to choose to attend a school, not be a part of their football team, not coach their team, if you had to go to school, which one would you choose?
I was not listening. I was trying to make sure I was right. How do you say it?
Equiminius.
That one went to Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Monroe went to USC.
Yeah.
My answer is either Miami or Dayton. I think Dayton's a kind of a low-key fun university.
I think so too. Dayton as a city is not bad either.
They have a strip of bars that are phenomenal.
But Miami has the best campus in the MAC. I had to do a lot of MAC travel in the mid to late 90s. That was probably the best campus in the Midwest.
What about, man, they don't have a football team. I was going to go Xavier just because I feel like the basketball would be nice, but no football. Ohio's Western, right? Still?
Ohio's in
Western-ish?
Athens. If you're talking about Ohio University,
Yeah.
It's southeast of Columbus, Ohio.
So it's like smack in the middle.
Yeah.
Does that count?
No, it does not.
Okay. Does
Not
not
the
count.
Western corridor. I think it's 75.
Give me
I believe.
Toledo.
Toledo is very north, but yes.
Yeah.
It'll be a rocket.
Yeah, I'll be a rocket.
Be a
I like
rocket. I'm
that.
definitely taking Miami of Ohio. It's the most prestigious school. Again, they are D1.
Does it have anything to do with their former quarterback or anything?
Thank you, Seven, for a wonderful career. Give me a lot of happy memories. Happy Brandon appreciates Seven. But yeah, I'm going with Miami of Ohio.
Okay. Yeah, Toledo.
That's it for me.
All right, cool. Seth, your sack, is it full today or?
Oh, it's overflowing. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So Ben Bryant schools were UC, IU, Wisconsin, Georgia, Ole Miss, and West Virginia.
Man, we dodged a bullet on that one. Okay.
Noah Potter, defensive end, Ohio State transfer, was brother of Micah Potter, Ohio State, Wisconsin basketball player. They're all
more
world,
you know. That gift, the more you know.
The all-world center James Renfro hurt for the season, so that might be part of the reason they're allowing a few more sacks than you'd expect. Also, their RB1 Ryan Montgomery, who was their projected starter, has missed games with a rib injury.
Is Renfro any relation to Hunter, who fumbled the game away on Sunday? You hate to see it. No. Okay.
I two Indiana players, Wilson Huber, starting middle linebacker from Franklin Central, and they have a freshman, Kalen Carroll, DB from Center Grove. Only two Indiana players. I would expect it a few more than that. And Cincinnati should be forced to play Ohio State like every other year.
Yeah.
I'm just going on the record with that.
Go ahead.
That's it. My sack is unburdened.
There you go. Well done. There were no
Christmas morning every time you unload that sack.
That's true. Speaking of Christmas morning, let's do this. This could be a bad Christmas. And I think we'll start off with the Grinch. Seth, let's get predictions. Right. Remember, you're going to the game.
Oh, I know.
Okay.
So we have the over-unders at 57 and IU is plus 17. I have it as a really competitive first half, maybe sloppier than you would want, but enough to give you hope. Maybe even talk a little trash. I think there's going to be a non-offensive touchdown. And with it being the first road game, I have IU coming up short 24-34. But covering.
Okay. Yeah, good coaches win.
And slightly over.
Great coaches cover. Okay. I'll just go. I'll go and I'll be overly optimistic. I think it's one of these. This season just may give me a heart attack because even if they do get through this game, I think a night game at Nebraska the following week is going to be another close one anyway.
We'll finally get to watch a game together. I'm so excited.
Look at that. I know you won't because I'll be in Iowa. So yeah, I think that I'm with Seth. I think there will be a non-offensive touchdown, but I think it comes from us. I think we're due for a kick return of some sort, or some sort of pick six. So I think this game is a lot more fun than maybe the way Seth said it. I think it's pretty clean. Outside of a huge play, whether that's a kick return or a pick six. IU takes it at the end, another Chucky, 33-31 walk off again. Not in overtime this time, but another walk off by Chuck. Brandon.
So this year has been frustrating so far, but it's a win. And a win. And a win. And done in ways that IU had to win the game. In previous seasons, IU got wins and they had to hold on not to lose.
Or they win I'd say two of the three. They lose two of the three games that they've won.
Correct. And I hate to go to this word again for the third time in the podcast, but winning is also contagious. And I think just like last year, when it didn't matter what happened, you just lost and lost and lost and lost. I think this game plays out the opposite way, Seth said. I think IU may get down 10 points, may get down 13 points, but they scrap. Because what does Baz do? As soon as you're ready to bench him, he's going to go 6 for 7 for 85 yards and a touchdown. As soon as you're ready for Shivers not to touch the ball when he runs up the middle again, he busts a 10-yard gain. As soon as our defense lets up a million air yards, they get a safety or they get an interception across the middle. And I think that means something. Intangibles mean something, even though they can't have a value on it. This game is going to take years off Michael and I's life, and it's well worth every second. IU has to score 7. They have to score 7. They score with 13 seconds left on 4th and goal from the 3. IU wins 28-27. Moneyline pick
27.
at plus
All right.
550. That is 6.5 to 1.
Okay. That is intense. I like it. And I would hate it if I was there. Would hate it. But the end result is all that matters. And Seth will put those up on the poll.
I got one more quick question.
You go ahead.
I wanted to. This is how I actually see it going.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's actually 27-20, and Tom Allen goes for 2 instead of taking it into overtime, knowing he is going against a team that maybe is a little bit more talented at home. He wants to win it in regulation. So touchdown with 13 seconds left, and then a 2-point conversion. He hits DJ Matthews on a slant. We finally run a slant after not running one all game. Finally, and it's wide open. Baz throws it low, so DJ kind of has to do a little slide catch. I jump, you jump, but it's a catch, and it's game over.
Okay. I'll take it. I don't even care if it's a back end safety or something to finish the game. Yeah, whatever. Seth is doing weird things. Either way, he's gonna put it up on the Twitter at some point. We don't have any tailgate reminder for this week because we won't be at home. But Seth and I will be there. If you're around, hit up the Twitter. We'll DM us, do whatever. There is no real tailgate atmosphere around Cincinnati's football games. A lot of bars, a lot of food trucks, a lot of beer trucks, stuff like that. We've got a parking pass that is a 10 to 12 minute walk from the stadium. That's the only place you can buy parking passes at this point in the season. So it's an urban campus, which is fine. Last time I went to an urban campus, I'm not going to tell you guys, it was last year against Iowa. So, and that didn't turn out very well. Yes, it's an urban campus for Iowa, Seth. It's believe it or not, they do put a city in Iowa City for a reason. So yeah, there we go. We'll find us, hit us up on the Twitter. We'll check the DMs. We'll do whatever. As long as Cincinnati has actual cell service, we'll be okay. Anything
just
else
like Ron Burgundy responds that or reads everything on the teleprompter, I will respond to every single person who tweets at me. Every single one. Instant response.
There you go.
Care about all of you. I care about every single one of you.
He loves every one of you. Every one of them.
LEO.
Yes. Anything else you guys want to add? Final statements? Nothing. Okay. Be sure to check out the pod on Twitter.
Namaste.
It's at Podcast LEO. Be sure to download, follow, rate, review on all of our platforms. Tell your friends, do all that cool stuff. Somebody send Brandon some flowers or something because he's going to have a mental breakdown at some point. Love you guys, LEO.
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 LEO. Awesome day. LEO. Thank you so much, Rick. I appreciate that. LEO.
All right, great. LEO.
Appreciate you guys. LEO. You're welcome, Dave. Have a great day. LEO.
Have a great day. LEO.
Appreciate you being here with us. Have an awesome day. And LEO.
Oh, thank you so much. LEO. Well, thanks so much. LEO.
Hey, thanks so much, Mike. Appreciate that. LEO. Appreciate you guys, man. Have an awesome day. LEO.
Awesome. LEO.
LEO.